Na!
Hey, listen.
Once upon a time, there was this man. And this man saw an old lady. Nakita iyang tigulang na babae. So the man saw an old lady stranded on the side of the road. Imagine nyo na stranded siya sa kilid dalan. But even in the dim light of day, so the man could see that the old lady needed help. So nakita niya nga, daw ka kinanglan ni siya buligaw. So, ang ginimo sang lalaki, he pulled up in front of her Mercedes and got out. Grabing service ang tigulang, Mercedes. Okay, and then nagdulog to sa atubang gid and then he got out. Okay, so ang iya pagani nga kagang-kagang niya nga salakyan, his old car was still sputtering when he approached her. And even with a smile on his face, okay, ini nga lalaki naga-smile na sa, even with a smile on his face, the old lady was worried. Siyempre daw gapanigana man gurong tigulang the old lady was worried because no one had stopped to help her. Okay, why gid may nagdulog? No one had stopped to help for the last hour or so. Why gid ya? So the old lady thought, the old lady thought that maybe the man is going to hurt her o basilain ni siya nga tao because he didn't look safe daw kadelikado sa tanawon. He looked poor and he looked hungry. So, pero muna na paminsar sa babae sang tigulang. But the man realized that the old lady was frightened. Daw na-realize, nakulbaan ni sa ako now. Okay, and na-realize ang man nga daw nakulbaan siya, standing out there in the cold. So, he knew how she felt. Kabalugid siya kung anong nabatsagan sang iningat tigulang nga do ginakulbaan. Because the old lady, kung tanawon niya, the old lady was trembling in fear. Okay, trembling in fear. So, the man said, anong ambal sang lalaki? So the man said to the old lady, I'm here to help you, ma'am. Don't worry. Don't worry, I'm here to help you. Buligan ta ka. So why don't you wait in the car where it's warm? Sulod ka lang to sa salakyan mo, pungko ka lang to. Kay dito ya maano ka, hindi ka matugnawan. Okay, stay inside your car where it's warm. And by the way, my name is, nagpakilala siya dayon ang lalaki. By the way, my name is Brian. My name is Brian Anderson. So nagpakilala sa tigulang. So, sa nagpakilala na sa, so ang old lady nagpungko na to sa sulod sang car niya. So the man started checking the car. Gin-check niya na. And to his surprise, pag-check niya, na-surprise gid siya, to his surprise, all she had was a flat tire. Flat lang gid yang tire. Simple lang gid gali nga guba. Flat ang iya nga iyang ruida. But for an old lady, that was bad enough. Okay, kung alang-alang ka niya, especially old ka na, niya budlay na niya nga task. Even sa aton gani, di ba? Kung di ka niya way ka knowledge nga mag-fix na, budlay na niya. Especially sa mga tigulang. That's bad enough. Pero ang inimo sang lalaki, Brian, crawled under the car and looking for the place to put the jack and then skinning his knuckles a time or two. Inablang samtang gina maniho yan kakalapalok na, imagine na ang iya knuckles na nakakas ng skin na mo na kaisa kaduwa. Grabe na alapukan na sa sang pangita to sang butangan sang jack. Na alapukan. Soon, he was able to change the tire. Na islan niya malanggid ang ruida. Na kuan niya na fix niya na. But he had to get dirty and his hands hurt. Imagine na pakit na tong panit. Amo na budlayan man sa. And he was tightening up the lug nuts. Ginahugot niya na. Okay, ginahugot na isa-isa niya nahugot. The old lady dayon rolled down the window and began to talk to him. Imagine nyo lang laging papanaog na sang old lady ang bintana sang iyang salakyan and started to talk to him, and she told him that she was from, nagsaysay na tong old lady, she was from St. Louis and was only just passing through and she couldn't thank him enough for coming to her aid. Daw, grabing pasalamat. Yun yung paano ito kapasalamat? Ay, grabe daw, hindi gid kumbaga daw lost for words. Sa kung anong ang ihambal niya nga pagpasalamat. But Brian, while listening to her, just smiled. Nag-smile lang siya. He just smiled as he closed her trunk. And then the lady, syempre, asked how much she owed him. Tito, pila ni ako ni bayad si mo? Pilang damage ko be? Munambal sang old lady. So, she asked how much she owed him. Kaya nga, gapaminsari ang old lady, any amount would have been alright. Misan pila pang bayaran niya, okay lang. Gapaminsar siya nga, any amount would have been alright with her. Kaya she already imagined all the awful things that could have happened kung hindi siya nabuligan, kung wala sang may nagpundo sa iya nga buligan. So for her, bisan pila pa yung amount na bayad sa iya. Kaya kung wala siya yung buligan, grabe pagigurong iya nga suffering nga ma-experience siya. Pero Brian, this guy, never thought twice about being paid. Why gid siya naminsar sang mga bayad na niya? Why niya sa mind niya, this was not a job to him. This was helping someone in need. Amo na yung sa mind niya. Amo na yung iya nga bulig yang importante. Why siya paminsar sang bayad? And God knows that there were plenty who had given him in hand in the past. Kabalugid siya ng damo niya nagbulig sa life niya. And he had lived his whole life that way. And it never occurred to him to act any other way. Why gina nagsulod sa mind niya nga afters niya makaganit ko diya, dako niyang maganar ko diya. Why na niya nagsulod sa mind niya na? So he told her that if she really wanted to pay him, nagambal niya si Brian nga, sige, kung gusto mo kuya bayran ma'am, gusto mo ko bayran, the next time gani kung kakita kada tao nga nagakinanglan buligan mo sila, pero panumdumon mo ko samtang amo nambal siya ni Brian. So he told her that if she really wanted to pay him back, so the next time that she saw someone who needed help nagakinanglan bulig, she could give that person the assistance they needed. And Brian added, gindugang niya pa, basta samtang ginabuligan mo sila, gina-assist mo da sang need nila, think of me, panumduma lang ko. So grabing pasalamat sang old lady mo. Grabe ganyang pasalamat sang old lady sa kay Brian. Hindi na no worries ang balayaran. Bulig na lang sa iban and the next time makikita ka buligan mo. And remember me, panumduma lang ko. Amo lang ang bal ni Brian. Tahom-tahom. So, he waited until she started her car. So he waited. So nag-start ng car sang babae, sang old woman. And drove off. Ato na, why na, nakalakat na. And tapos ng bulig niya. It had been a cold and depressing day para sa kay Brian. Kapoy siya, napilas pang kamot niya. But he felt good. He felt good. Grabing ang joy sa heart niya. Grabe, he felt good nga nakabulig sa. And then he headed for home, disappearing in the twilight. Nagpuli na sa. And a few miles down the road, so nag-drive na to ang tigulang. So few miles down the road, drive na to ang old woman. Namin ang drive yan mo na. So the lady saw a small cafe. Kakita sa do gamay lang nga kapihan. And she went into the cafe to grab a bite. Ginuto man siya sa dalanon. Okay, so gusto niya makaon to grab something to eat and to take the chill off before she made the last leg of her trip home. Kumbaga daw isa na lang gid bikataon ang agya niya before siya makaabot sa ila do kamo na. So nagpa siya nay, nagpainit-init sanay sa kapihan, inom-inom to sanay para makakaon siya, daw gingutom siya. It was a dark and gloomy looking restaurant. And imagine nyo lang nga daw, hindi nami do kadulom. And outside may ara sang duwa ka old gas pumps. And may gasolinahan nga do kadaan na. And the whole scene was unfamiliar para sa iya. Though hindi siya familiar sa lugar. So, sang nagsulod na to the waitress came over and nagpalapit The waitress came over and brought a clean towel. Nagdala sang towel siya. Clean towel to wipe her wet hair. Okay, para trapuhan ng iya basa nga buhok. And ang ini nga waitress, she had a sweet smile. So kanami isang smile, do ka pleasing sang personality sang ini nga babae. She had a sweet smile, and the waitress, even being on her feet for the whole day, inablang kapoy-kapoy na sa the whole day nga rada siya ga ubra. Way gyapon na dula ang iya yang smile. Ka-pleasing lang gyapon sang personality. Minsan kapoy-kapoy na sa work. So the old lady noticed the waitress was na-notice niya mo na nakita niya nga daw gabusong. So the old lady noticed nga ang waitress ni was nearly 8 months pregnant. Imagine na bila daw ginatanaw yung tiyan daw 8 months na ni guro ay manog 8 months na or 8 months na. But she never let the strain and exchange her attitude. Bisa na muna kabudlay, gabusong sa, maybe sakit pa da tiyan niya. Pero pleasing personality gidyapon, nagasmile lang gidyapon, kanami gidyapon sang itsura, bla, wala yung nagamurugot, bla nga kagaburingot. So doon na amaze gid ang old woman. So the old lady wondered, grabe nagtingala siya, how someone would had so little could be so giving to a stranger. Doon na amazed gid sa nga sila na niya mga walang-wala pa pero do ka nice pa sa ila sa iban nga tao. The old lady wondered how someone who had so little could be so giving to a stranger. Then, nadumduman niya si Brian nga nagbulig to sa iya to bla. She remembered Brian. So after the old lady finished her meal, busog na sa, nakainom na to sa kape, she paid with a $100 bill. Kung naantan awon ta ang $100 bill, dako na na mo. $100? Dako na na iya. Sa aton 5,000 na ng baylo. So dako nagatag na sa, she paid with a $100 bill. And then the waitress quickly went to get change para kambyuhan sa. She went to get the change for her $100 bill. But the old lady had slipped right out the door. Grabe, wshoo, dula sa dayon. Batsi na to siya, naglakat na sa dayon na mo no. Kadasig siya maglakat ang tigulang. Okay, she had slipped right out the door. And she was gone. She was gone by the time nga the waitress came back. Pag abot ka waitress nga yatag nang iya nga kambyo, why na sa? Dula na tingal di na to sa man. Tingal lang waitress, the waitress wondered, ay di na to sa yaman. So she wondered where the lady could be. Ay, di na to sa. And then she noticed something written on the table napkin. So may na-notice nga may nakasulat sa table napkin. And while reading the note, ginbasa niya. While reading the note, and there were tears in her eyes. Nagtululo na ang iyang luha. Nagtulo gid ang iyang luha mo no. There were tears in her eyes when she read what the lady wrote. She read what the lady wrote. Ang nakabutang to, you don't owe me anything. You don't owe me anything. I have been there too. Somebody once helped me out the way I'm helping you. If you really want to pay me back, here is what you do. Do not let this chain of love end with you. Sus, katahom-tahom. Katahom sa ginsulat ha. Nga hambal ang tigulangan na kung anong sitwasyon mo na agyan ko na. Amo na, I have been there too. Why kaya utang sa akon? Ang sitwasyon mo subong, I've been there too. Pero somebody once helped me out. May nagbulig sa akon. The way I am helping you, if you really want to pay me back, here is what you do. Do not let this chain of love end with you. And then under the table napkin were 4 more. May 4 pa gid ka $100 bills. Imagine na, $400 bills. Dako na yan. She was so happy that time. Pagkakita niya, grabe lipay-lipay. Pero may work pa siya nga dapat talapuson. There were tables to clear, sugar bowls to fill, and people to serve. May ara pa sa talapuson. But the waitress made it through another day. So natapos magiging work niya. So that night, when she got home from work, Abot na to sa balay niya and climbed into bed na, ngay matulog na. And she was thinking about the money. Nga paminsar sa. She was thinking about the money. Enormous amount of money. And what the lady had written, ginapaminsar niya. Inablang gabalik-balik sa mind niya, hindi pa dula. Paminsar sa kung nanutong ginsulat sa babae, kung nanong kwartara sa mind niya. Nagating sa nga, how could this lady have known? Paano yan nabalaan nga daw need ko gid kwarta man? How could the lady have known how much she and her husband needed it? Do feeling niya, do nabalaan gid ka katigulang gakinanglan gid sa. Feeling niya lang, with the baby due next month, kabalo gid siya nga ti manugbata pagid sa. It was going to be hard sa iyan and sa iyang husband. Amo na bala kabalo gid siya, it's going to be hard. And the waitress kabalo gid siya, how worried ang iyang husband. She knew how worried her husband was. And as he lay sleeping next to her, so nagahigda man tong husband niya sa tupad sa iya. Samtang ginatulok iyang husband, she gave him a soft kiss. Ginhalukan niyang iyang husband. And nagutik gid siya and whispered soft and low. Hambala niya ang iyang bana, everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be all right. I love you, my husband, Brian Anderson. Sus, si Brian tugali ang lalaki nga nagbulig sa old woman. Si Brian, bana ya gali. Sus katahom sang story. That's the end of the story.
Wow.
Alright, if you like the story tonight, I want you to react. Si Brian gali amo tong lalaki nga nagbulig sa old woman. Sus grabe, small world lang gid. So if you like the story, I want you to react. Send your reaction sa text line 0912-718-7011. Amo na, there's an old saying gani nga ginahambal according sa friend ko nga si Attorney Dorsey Caratao, my good friend and my colleague. Si Attorney Dorsey Caratao nga hambalya, what goes around comes around. Amuy nang hambalya sa akon. What goes around comes around. You see? Amo na bala nga, if someone daw ka, what you sow is what you reap bala. The law of karma, di ba? What goes around comes around. Ngayon na blang, if someone treats the other people badly, he or she will eventually be treated badly by someone else, di ba? Or inablang ambal nila, if someone treats other people nicely, ini siya nga tao will eventually be treated nicely by someone else. You see? So if you like the story tonight and you know what to do, I want you to text me now 0912-718-7011.